ba 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 banana. Ba 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 banana. Oh, ba 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 ba.
Corrosion. Have you ever wondered why the colors of some metals like iron, silver, and copper gradually change with time? This is caused due to corrosion. When these metals are exposed to air and moisture, they get corroded. In this video, we'll learn more about corrosion. When silver objects are exposed to air, they slowly turn black. Silver reacts with the sulfur in the air to form a coating of silver sulfide. The reaction of copper with moist carbon dioxide in the presence of air gives copper carbonate, which is a green coat formed on the copper substance when it loses its shiny brown surface. Rusting of iron occurs when iron is exposed to moist air for a long time, forming a brown, flaky substance. Now, let's perform an activity to check the conditions in which the rusting of iron takes place. Place clean iron nails in 3 test tubes that are labeled as A, B, and C. Some water should be poured into test tube A, and a cork should be placed on it. Boiled distilled water and about 1 millimeter of oil should be added to test tube B and covered with a cork. The air is prevented from dissolving in water due to the oil, which floats on the water. A small amount of anhydrous chloride should be added to test tube C, and it should be corked. The moisture which will be present in this test tube will be absorbed by the anhydrous chloride. The test tube should be left undisturbed for a few days and then observed. Note that the nails in test tube A are exposed to both air and water, the nails in test tube B are exposed only to water, and the nails in test tube C are exposed to dry air. So it's clear from this experiment that both air and water are needed for the rusting of iron. By keeping iron substances away from both air and water, we can prevent them from rusting.
In this video, we are going to learn about corrosion. Imagine 4 objects: an aluminium toy, an iron nail, a copper pipe, and a gold ring are left out in the open for many years. Which of the 4 materials do you think will be in the best condition when they are rediscovered? Pause, think, and continue when ready. If you think the gold ring is likely to be in the best condition, you're right. The copper pipe and the iron nail will appear in a worse condition, but the aluminium toy is also preserved very well. Most likely, the iron nail will appear in the worst condition. This is because of corrosion. Corrosion is described as formation of compounds on the surface of a metal when it is exposed to air and/or water or an electrolyte like salt water. Typically, once a metal corrodes, it forms compounds known as oxides or hydrated oxides. The nail, made of iron, rusted. This, by the way, is the only time you should use the term rusting. All other metals are considered as having been corroded when they react with water and/or oxygen in the air. But why would the nail be more corroded than the aluminium toy, the copper pipe, or the gold ring? Have you any ideas? Pause the video and continue when ready. The reason is, the metals all have different reactivities. Iron corrodes faster because it is more reactive than the copper and the gold. But you may be wondering, well, why didn't the aluminium toy corrode the fastest? The truth is, the aluminium is more reactive than the iron, so it reacts fastest with the oxygen from the air, forming aluminium oxide. Aluminium oxide is very unreactive because once the oxide layer is formed on the surface, it binds very tightly to the surface of the metal, so no cracks can form and cause further corrosion. Here's a challenge. How might you use this idea to protect the iron nail? The answer is that by covering a metal like iron with another more reactive metal, like zinc, is that the zinc forms the zinc oxide layer quickly. The iron underneath is protected. This process is called galvanizing and can last up to 100 years. If you think of the metal on a bike, corrosion can be prevented by painting the frame, a static part, or greasing the metal parts like the chain which moves, or by covering it with a thin layer of a less reactive metal like tin, copper or gold, but that would be very expensive.
Energy, 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 energy. Directed by
Shaira Usman, Roxanne Marie Ebon, Jam Nicoline Gregorio, Luis Edel Marie Cabrera, Jandel Madjad, Angela Wisco, and we are...
Three! Wait a minute. Let's go. Everyone.
Bye-bye!
Thank you for watching!